When did exhaustion become proof that you are doing enough? And when did rest become something that we had to earn? When did we start believing that the more we sacrifice, the more valuable we become? And who taught us that burnout is the price of success? We have inherited a false truth that overworking is ambitious, that constant motion is progress, and that depletion is discipline. But here's the energetic truth. Burnout is not a badge of success. It is a signal. It is a signal that something is misaligned. Great awakening, magnificent people. I am Jazmian D, and I want to welcome you to the Generational Rhodium. It is the media and healing branch of HWPLP. HWPLP stands for Health, Wealth, Prosperity, Love, Peace. We are a movement-driven investment firm committed to building generational wealth through healing, collective economics, real estate, venture capital. Please take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and especially share if this information resonates with you, because the more that we share, the more the content gets out, the better that we can reach the people just like you who benefit from this magnificence. We are continuing in our series, The Root of Wealth is Wellness. Such an amazing series. Now let's get into this magnificence. We often think that burnout is emotional, but burnout is biological. It is neurological. It is systematic. In a 2019, WHO classified burnout as an occupational phenomenon. What? And it is caused by chronic workplace stress that has not been successfully managed. It is an ongoing study that was done in 2022 by the American Psychology Association that says that it constantly found that chronic stress impairs memory, reduces emotional regulation, and weakens decision-making capacity. In a 2014 Stanford study, it showed that after about 50 hours of work, they tend to decrease in their productivity. It extremely declines sharply. It was an article done by Harvard Business School that found that overworked individuals experience reduced cognitive function, lower creativity, impaired judgment, and let's take it a little deeper. When we're looking at chronic stress, it keeps our body in a systematic activation of fight or flight. Our cortisol remains elevated. The nervous system never settles. And when our body is never settled, the mind cannot think clearly. And so what happens is that we start to make decisions that are not better for us. We start to react instead of respond. We start to chase instead of build. We start to financially to just show up as over trading, impulsive investing, short-term thinking. And as a result of this, we are drained energetically, and our fields, they start to be lacking in what we really need, and we just become weaker in our clarity and our intuition. It becomes quiet. It's a whisper. We can't even hear it because we are cluttered with so many other things that will make it so difficult for us to focus. We are burnt out. We are overworked. We are overstretched. It is a disconnection from our body, from our clarity, from our alignment, and from our truth. Wealth cannot be built through depletion. It cannot, because it can't be held if it's built through depletion. True wealth, it requires regeneration. Regenerative wealth is built from the body that supports it, a mind that is clear, a spirit that is connected. It does not rush, it aligns, and it's not forced, it's received. Success is no longer defined by how much you can endure. It should never have been. It is by how you can sustain healthy. Let me tell you a story. A story of two different builders. So they both had the same tools, they had the same land, they had the same opportunities, they had everything that was the same, but they had different mindsets. The first builder worked without taking breaks. No pause. Day and night, relentless. Constant, flow, go. They built quickly. The house that they were building, it grew it just started to expand, and it was just going, and everybody was giving them accolades and saying, oh my gosh, that is so magnificent. Look how quick this person is building. I need him to build mine, whatever. When he finishes, I want him to come build something for me. And they were like, oh, he's so driven. He's so inspirational. This is magnificence. Incarnate. However, that first builder had a faulty foundation. They didn't put any effort into that foundation, into that reinforcement. They was just like, let me build. I'm building. I got materials. I got to go. I got things I got to do. And I'm going to just go ahead. And, it's a foundation there, but they didn't invest any time into that foundation. So it was no structural foundation, no structural strength in what was built so quickly. And over time, not too much time, but in some time, you started to see cracks form. And those cracks led to more cracks, which then led to a structure that crumbled, collapsed, finished. However, that second builder, they moved different. They was grounded. They worked. They had structure. They thought through. They didn't rush to put something up. They took breaks when they needed to, as they were creating the structure of what they were building on the land that they had. They studied the land. How was the air flowing? How should they set up their house to have the best airflow? How should they set up their farm so it could be most effective for the animals that they have? How do they create a foundation that can last for many, many, many years, that can be strengthened over time with renovations? All these things were thought thoroughly through. And when it was time to put things in action, they had a plan. And that plan drove all the moves they made. They did not go as quickly as the first builder, but what they built stayed. What they built sustained. Because it was built with strength. It was built with structure. It was built with form. It was built to be sustainable. The cracks didn't flow like the first one. It stands. It stands with structure. It stands with thorough thought, stability. Nothing can shake it. Unshakable. The difference in these two properties were, one was rushed, had to be done quickly, not thoroughly thought through. The other one, very intentional. Let's take a quick moment and let that set in and take a quick breath. Just a quick breath. We're just going to inhale, exhale. We're going to hold in between just 2 times, just to relax our system. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Thank you. Now I want to talk about how we can put this into practice. How do we move to a place where we let our wealth be our wellness? First, we can have a sacred pause. A sacred pause is not inactivity. It is not laziness. It is a state of intelligence, because you are taking a moment to sit and think and process and stimulate and respond to things that need to be done. There is power in pause. Without pause, your reaction is not effective. Pause is going to give you the ability to make choices that will be sustainable, to give you clarity that will emerge, and then emotions that will settle, alignment that will surface. All of this is done in stillness, because stillness is not empty. It is where guidance speaks. Number 2 is regenerative leadership. How we lead is essential. Regenerative leadership is leadership that is sustained by itself. It's going to sustain regardless of the situation. It does not consume. It is something that is going to be available for energy to flow, to circulate, to sustain. And your reset is not done separate from the work. Your reset is not a weakness. Your stability is not strategy. And I want to make it clear, this doesn't mean that you're a lenient leader. This is a leader who leads by example. This is a leader who is able to understand when people need rest and breaks, and supports when people are in flow, in that flow state. This is building a system that you do not get depleted off. You are not exhausted off. You don't make decisions without clarity in. You create an environment where growth is supported and not forced. Because leadership is energetic. People do not just follow direction. They respond to your frequency. Number 3 is protecting your spiritual bandwidth. Your spiritual bandwidth is your capacity to hold vision without distortion. It is your ability, to hear clearly in a noisy world. That's why I talked about another video in this series is importance in meditation. Meditation can really center your mind. If you practice meditation on a regular basis, you get to a place where distractions don't overpower you. You stand up in a noisy world, aligned and focused. Because every distraction should not be something that makes you overstimulated or over looking for something else that you have to do. You just busy. That's not going to allow you to be effective in what you're looking to do. That's not going to allow you to be the most effective in your capacity. You have to be able to create a bandwidth that allows you to settle, create your boundaries, be selective, choose alignment over obligation. Do not be moved. Stand on that square. Stand on that square. I'm sorry, excuse me. Your energy is your currency. And it goes as your life flows. You cannot build sovereign wealth from a depleted system. Sustainability is not an option. It is your foundation. I want to give you some tools that you can use so you can embody these things. The first one is the sacred pause. I really paused on that because that's important. It is power in your pause. Take a moment before you make actions. Who is going to stop you? Who's going to stop you? And can nobody stop you from pausing and making a decision? Because when you pause and make a decision, it's intentional. It's with thought. And it's at your time, not somebody else. Ain't nobody going to tell you what to do. We have to get to a place of understanding that we are the creators of this experience. That we are the ones making the decisions in this life that we are living. So when you're taking that sacred pause, make sure that you're in alignment. Make sure that you're not in a state of urgency where somebody is rushing you, and make effective decisions. And if you make a decision that wasn't exactly right, that's okay. You'll have another time to make another decision, but learn from the decisions you're making. Grow as you progress. Next, you can do an energy audit. And this is where you take a moment and be like, well, how do I feel? How does this make me feel? How does these people around me make me feel? How does this decision I'm making make me feel? How do I feel like it's restoring me, keeping me whole, or is it draining me? And then you adjust accordingly. You need to adjust because you want to create the life that you want to live. You need to make decisions that are in alignment with your greatest good. Number 4 is a decision rule. Make decisions. and have a rule in terms of how you make those decisions. Comment down below and let me know, do you make decisions off impulse, or do you take that sacred pause and you make decisions that align with who you are and what you do? Comment down below and maybe share a story of when you've been able to do such. Let me know. I love to hear it. So have rules in terms of how you make your decisions. Stay calm. Be unbothered, unmoved. Because burnout is not success. Overworking is not alignment. Exhaustion is not a requirement for impact. You are not here to burn out. You are not here to be exhausted. You are here to build. You are here to be in alignment, in clarity, in peace, and be the root of the foundation that you're building. Let's go ahead and close with the HWPLP affirmation. Heal your mind, body, and soul. Build the wealth that is your birthright. Live in full prosperity, love unconditionally, and be in a state of peace. And so it is, and so I am, and so it be. I want to thank you so much for joining me for this Generational Rhodium. I am Jazmian D with HWPLP, and I'm so grateful to have you here. I absolutely look forward to seeing you next time. And please remember to share this with someone that it will resonate with. And comment down below if you are doing any of these practices that are not fueling you in a positive life. Take that sacred pause. Allow yourself to take your power back. I look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, peace, love, and light. Magnificent people, if this message resonated with you, don't just watch, engage, like, comment, subscribe, and join the community where we're building healing and wealth together. Peace and love.